TK Irish at the Camp Kennerk podcast. It's Sunday, it's sports, and we have a special episode called Who Came Up with That Bright Idea? So, what we're talking about is we're talking about lame brain ideas for promotions that happen in Major League Baseball that cause chaos, havoc, and just plain what were they thinking? So, the first we're going to start off with, and this is my favorite, 10-cent beer night. 1974, Texas Rangers is playing the Cleveland Indians in Cleveland. And their promotion, 10-ounce beers just for 10 cents, a dime. So, all right, you see where we're going with this? So, way too much alcohol, not enough control. Fans got heavily intoxicated, as you can imagine. I mean, come on. So they ran onto the field. They were tackling some of the players. They were throwing objects. At one point, they were fighting the players just to pick on them because they were so drunk. And some of the players had to pick up their bats to protect themselves from all the mayhem. So once again, you just got to think that wasn't such a good idea. So the game was forfeited, uh, and the Rangers won by forfeit, and several dozen people were injured or arrested for intoxication, unruly behavior, just type of things you'd realize that 10-cent beer, okay, here we go, hold on. But then Chicago White Sox, they come up with a grand deal in 1979. It's Disco Demolition Night. So their Texas Rangers were in Chicago playing the White Sox, and they wanted to have a fun promotion about getting rid of disco, the music scene that everybody learned to hate. So here's what it all sets up at. If fans brought a disco record to be blown up during the doubleheader of the game, and 50,000 people showed up with their discs, with their albums, and they made a pile in center field. And what went wrong? Yeah, they blew up all the disco albums, not to mention caught fire, and the fans got so out of control that they stormed the field. They were fighting with everyone. One guy even tried to steal second. Now, I don't mean running to steal second. I mean taking second base. So the riot squad was called up, and it was just a terrible situation from the start. So what happened? Yep, Texas Rangers win. Chicago White Sox have to forfeit the game. So the Rangers are really getting some pretty good luck out of these disasters of promotions. And so we're not going to just keep this in the American League for what were they thinking ideas. We got the National League involved. Yes, the Los Angeles Dodgers were playing the St. Louis Cardinals. And what was their promotion? Everybody who came into the game before the game received a souvenir baseball. What could go wrong? Well, you got about 30,000 people there with a baseball in their hand, and somebody makes a call that they don't like. Someone threw a baseball out in the field. Another person thought that was a pretty good idea until the field was covered with baseballs, and they had to forfeit the game. So Cardinals win one for the while everyone else is just sitting there scratching their head. So, once again, you just got to think things through, and we'll see what happens next time. So remember, what were they thinking? Doug the neighbor, did you ever go to any of those promotions that they have at the games now?
TK, so good to see you. That is great, great stuff. And I lived in Dallas during the Cleveland Indian Texas Ranger beer night, 10-cent beer night, and was watching the game. And there it was, the whole thing. And could not believe it. What were they thinking? 10-cent beer night. Oh, nothing's going to happen.
And the thing is they were full-size beers. I mean, if it was 10 cent, they could give a little, taster kind of 10-cent beer, but no, they wanted to make sure everyone got enough beer in their belly.
Yes, and now I think they don't they limit the amount of beer that you can buy, which is
Yeah, yeah.
like
Light
two,
finally
two,
went
two
off, you know.
yeah, a little bit of two beers. There's some sort of rule or something like
Yeah.
that,
I,
So
I I remember that they did close off beer sales in the seventh inning.
yes, yes. So that's kind of interesting. Uh, so erring on the side of caution, beers. But when the beer's like this and it's 10, $15, I'll wait till I get home.
Yeah, yeah. I got a cooler in the trunk.
I got a cooler in the trunk, So yeah, what were they thinking? Were these stadiums and organizations outpriced themselves, So that sort of stuff. I remember we had mentioned this concerning when I went to the Round Rock game against the El Paso Chihuahuas, and beers were X amount of dollars. The thing about the minor leagues is it's smaller stadiums, teams that are hustling, the players are hustling, and a family could afford it. But now, when parking is more expensive than the ticket, and tickets are 60, $75, my rant last week was they're going to kill the golden goose. It's going to get a little ugly. And now with uh, minor league ratings or attendance down by 3%. Oh, and I made an error. TV ratings and meat in the seats for the major leagues is up, but they're saying from last year. But they're saying that last year was the Shotoni, uh, what, Shohei Ohtani factor because they were in the World Series because of
Yeah,
Japan and that sort of stuff. And I get it, the guy's a monster. He's
yeah.
something. So high prices are going to affect attendance, my belief. So we'll see what happens. But I've got some very interesting situations here for sports for us who are fans all the way around the galaxy. Do you have your coffee there?
Right here, liquid
All
confidence gets me going every morning.
Get up and go, Joe. I'm ready. All right. So I'm wearing my Texas Ranger hat. We were talking about them right now. They are second place in the American League West behind the A's, and they're 16 and 17, so they're less than a 500 ball team. And they're right now in Detroit or on the road. So the rubber game today is against Detroit. Then they're off tomorrow, and then they go to the Yankees, and they've got a 3-game series against the Yankees. Now, that's my Texas Ranger story. So let me get my derby hat that I'm going to have to eat
Yeah.
because,
Looks like you've been nibbling on it already.
oh, Jesus, remember the money that was flying here?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
lost it all because I put it on right to party and scratch, so I got my money back. And then Golden Temple won the race, and it was a great race. Did you see it?
Yeah, yeah. I watched that and it was a race where, you know, Kentucky Derby traditional, watch this because you're not going to believe what you see.
Right,
And
right.
and they he came out of nowhere.
18th place. He was last.
He was last place, yeah, yeah. But you know what? He didn't know that. The horse didn't know that. So
Right,
he decided that, well, he needs to pick up the pace a little bit. Well, he
right.
did. He
He did.
did.
Yeah,
And he
he
came
did.
from around the side. He didn't go up the rail. So he ran even further than everyone else and won.
Right. And I'm sure there's going to be some geek out there with the stats and all that sort of stuff. And that's a good question. We'll have to look that up. And what's interesting is he ran in 2:02. So Secretariat ran in 1.59. So it's
Yeah,
th-
3 seconds
three
off.
3 seconds off.
Hmm.
3 seconds. Boop, boop, boop. It's off. And then the odds were 23 to 1. So the winning ticket, you would have won $48.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. And then the horse, okay, Golden Temple takes home, or the team, Golden Temple team, takes home $3 million. Renegade, who came in second, takes in 1 million, and then Ocelli, I believe that's Ocelli takes home $500,000 from the pool for winning. But I did not know this. Okay, the fourth and fifth horses get money too.
Hmm.
I did not know that. Uh, Chief Wallaby takes home $250,000 at fourth place, and then Dannon Bourbon takes home $150,000. So the fifth play, the win, play, show, and then there's fourth and there's fifth. So they
Yeah.
make money, you know. So but it was very, very exciting, very, very exciting. Sadly, Great White bucked there before going in the gate and fell over and gave the jockey, fell off the horse.
Yeah.
Would have been something to see that horse one. He's a big horse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. Maybe we can get Kevin, the computer dude, magnificent computer dude, to post a picture of Great White. He's a big, big horse. Unbelievable. All right. So that's enough for the Derby. Well, I chew on my hat here. I had to eat my hat on that one. So let's get on to the really good stuff. Okay. Putting on my El Paso Chihuahua hat. All right. This is a story. Okay. The El
All
Paso
right.
Chihuahuas are in the Pacific Coast League in the Eastern Division, and they are right now in Albuquerque for a 6 game series. And the last 3 games, these are the last 3 games. They on the first, they lost 28, 26 to 20 to 8, 26 to 8. They
Oh,
lost
geez.
against the Albuquerque Isotopes. And then the next game on the second, yesterday they lost 19 to 7. They lost 19 to 7. And then they have a getaway game today at 1:30. Then they have the day off. And then on Tuesday, Tacoma comes into town for a 6 game series. Okay. So that's the Chihuahuas playing. Now, in the standings, they are in fifth place. They're 15 and 17. Yeah, 15 and 17. At home, they're 5 and 7, and away on the road, they're 10 and 10. So they need to stay on the road a little bit more, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but here's some interesting stats. You know that I like my stats. I like my stats. I like my numbers. Numbers are good. Okay. The team is hitting 278. They're hitting
Uh-huh.
pretty good. Okay. They've got 45 home runs, which leads the league, and they've got 45 second two baggers, second base baggers. And they've got 219 runs and 25 stolen bases. So they're doing okay. As a team average, they're batting 278. So that's pretty good. A team average, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And their leading home run hitter is a guy named Jace Bowen, and he's got 7 home runs. So if he's got 7 home runs and the team has hit 45, so you can see that among the 23 players or whatever that it has, there everybody seems to be hitting home runs, that hitting 270,
Yeah.
270. They're all hitting pretty good. Now, pitching, they got problems. They got problems.
Yeah. That happens sometimes, Doug the neighbor.
The ERA for the pitchers is 6.07. Earned run average is 6.7. And the opponents are hitting 282. So the opponents are hitting more than the Chihuahuas. Okay. And then they don't have any complete games. Now, maybe that's always in their development is that since you're down there in the minor leagues to get ready for the major leagues, you just have your guys pitch. So they're just everybody's pitching, everybody's staying in shape, everybody's playing, but they don't have and not allowing a pitcher to go a complete game. But they don't have any complete games. But that's okay. The game has changed from the days of Nolan Ryan and Bob Gibson and Maddox, where they would just go complete games. So that's but their ERA earned run average is 6.07, and the opponent team is hitting 282. So it's pretty high, pretty
Yeah.
high.
Well, just as a quick, my Fort Wayne Tin Cups, believe it or not, are on a winning streak of 5 games. So,
Really? Very nice.
yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
And they've been playing the South Bend team, and so everyone's excited up there at the fort, cheering on the team, and we just wish them more good luck going into May.
Okay, and what is the name of the South Bend team? Maybe Kevin, the magnificent computer dude, can post a picture of the team logo.
Well, hold on here. Let me look that up here. It's well, I don't have it here in front of me. I just wrote down South Bend. So
Well,
I'll
there'll
have
be
to.
a surprise for our viewers around the galaxy. Now,
Yeah.
while you're waiting there, while you're working there, I've got my popcorn from Cracker Box Popcorn up there in Langer, Wyoming. Our sponsor, Cracker Box
Hmm.
Popcorn, right there at 307-335-7020. Ask for Maxine and tell her you talked to Doug the neighbor and TK Irish at Camp Kennerk podcast, and you'll get a nice choice of popcorn and a smile. Good stuff. With my coffee on a Sunday morning, breakfast of champions.
There you go.
Mm, 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 mm. Oh,
I
oh.
don't know how you make that popcorn last so long, Douglas. Mine had a 30-30 warranty, 30 seconds or 30 feet, you know.
Hermetically sealed in the cool popcorn can.
Yeah.
Okay. Hermetically sealed. Okay. Now, TK, sports. Kentucky Derby, Texas Rangers, El Paso Chihuahuas, the Fort Wayne Tin Caps, South Bend. God, it's all good. It's all good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I'm looking forward to this week to see what other lame brain ideas Major League Baseball comes up with. Not that I'm picking on them, but it's one of those things. Stick with what you know. They know baseball. They know how to throw, hit, steal. But when it comes to some of these ideas of let's get some more cheeks in the seats, they need to get a little bit more thoughtfulness. And hey, well, worst case scenario, it's going to make people talk about it for decades to come, just like we did.
And since you're the marketing major, they need to talk to you, and I've got the free advice for $1.
They can't go wrong.
They can't go wrong. TK, that's what I got for today. Play ball.
Aaron, go brawl.